That's why we're all USC fans now.
Okay, wait, hold on. Fellas, we are live. We're going right into it. Go Caps.
No.
Yeah,
No.
we're here.
No.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to BoogiePod, episode 9. We are live. There's a lot to talk about. We got college football, champion week coming up. We have big things happen with coaching, and we'll get into a little NFL. But for the most part, it's going to be college football podcast. Okay, because there's a lot to get into, and I don't want this podcast to be like 4 or 5 hours. So we're gonna do an hour like usual, and that's how we're gonna do it. Sorry, I'm freaking messing with my phone. Oh wait, I said that to the wrong thing. Ow. That's what I'm supposed to do. Okay. So, getting into this, we're gonna start off. Obviously, the huge news. Kicked off everything. Big news. USC found their new head coach in Lincoln Riley. Everybody knows that. If you don't know that, you're living like under a big old rock. Big old rock. Big one. Smash you. Okay. So we're gonna go around. Okay. We got another coach too, Billy Napier, whatever his name is. We'll get into him as well, and we'll also talk about who's gonna be the next LSU coach. But we're gonna go right off the bat here. Okay. We're gonna give a coaching grade. Okay. So that means you give them you think, wow, that's an awful hire, then that would be an F, right? F minus, F plus, whatever. Think it's a really good hire, you give them an A plus. See what I'm got? Any questions?
No.
All right, well that's good, Blake, because you're going to kick us off, man. You're always in that top left corner. That's where you belong. You're in that top left corner first. Always kicking it off, man. Look like you're in a cave.
Yeah, I am. Been in a cave since Auburn lost, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Blake, what would you give this grade, this hire right here for Lincoln Riley?
I'm gonna give it a for sure, an A. I think that was a really good hire for USC, and I think him taking that job is really good because also that made Grinch come with him, the
Yep.
defensive coordinator. Grinch come with him, and then the offensive coordinator also went with him. And then all those transfers, or not transfers, but all those recruits are also going to transfer or switch their commitments over to USC as well. So I think it's a good hire, and it's a fresh new slate with a team that's not going into a top team, which is a little concerning maybe for ranking wise.
Right. Okay. I'll go next. I also agree. I think it's an A, and the only reason I don't give it an A plus, okay, because I'm not gonna reiterate what Blake all said. The only reason I don't give it an A plus is because I give it an A because I think he can get them to the championship. I think he can get them in the playoffs, but I do not think he can win the playoff games for them. That's always been Lincoln Riley's problem. He's always been able to make the playoffs. Never been able to win the big games. He's only gotten close in a semifinal game once, and that was against Georgia in a semifinal game. So, I don't know. But I think he can definitely get them their top 4. Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, I would also give it an A because I think he made a smart move going to the Pac-12 because it's a weaker conference. So it's kind of whoever's good enough will easily win that conference. I would say because if Oregon's not this year, I think USC will get pushed to the top, and I think it's an A, definitely an A.
Yeah, Dad.
Yeah, it's A minus. Ain't no A plus, like you said. He's getting all these players. He's already got 2 that we know of. Mm-hmm. Going with him. He's got all them coaches. Yeah. I don't care for him, but it is what it is. I ain't gonna say nothing bad. He done good.
Right. Antonio?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an A too. I think it would be a lot easier on him recruiting too, because it's in California. I don't know what city, but I know it's a pretty good place to go play. And then like a lot of recruits are from California as well too.
Yep.
So
I think it's Los Angeles.
Exactly.
That's where USC is. Los Angeles. Yeah. All right, so Billy Napier, Antonio. I'll let you start off. Those are your boys, man. Give them a grade. Florida higher.
Bro, I want to say a C, but I'm gonna look on the bright side. I'm gonna give it a C plus or a B minus in between there because I don't know anything else about him. Apparently he's a good recruiter, and that's what we need right now. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about it.
Yeah. Dad.
Yeah, I'm saying. I mean, I know he's supposedly supposed to be a good recruiter. I don't know much about him either. You just have to wait and see. From
Okay. Jake.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C just because he's proven he can win at these lower teams, but it's kind of unknown how he'll do at a bigger school. So I'll go right in the middle with the C, but we'll see pretty quick, I would say, after recruiting how good he'll be.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a C minus. I think he is a good recruiter, but even though he did good with Louisiana, but here's the problem though: he didn't do great, and he did good at recruiting. He won a lot of games there, but he never had an undefeated season. He never had a one. Well, he had one loss season, and it's just the only reason I'm not 100% here is because I thought there were so much better options for Florida than Billy Napier. And I don't want to say they settled with him, but they got to the point where they made a move fast in response to their fans. I feel like that was the wrong decision, and they should have waited because I felt like there was better options. And we'll get to those better options with LSU and Oklahoma and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna take a C minus. Easily could prove me wrong. I think these are one of those boomer bust coaches. I think he could be really good, but I think he could also be really bad. Blake,
Wait, what happened?
you're just back to being in the ghost town over there.
Oh, I think you should see higher. I don't think he's nothing special. I don't think he's gonna go be
Dude, hold
better
on.
than Dan.
Hold on. I'm looking at the stream on my camera. You literally blend in with the background on the stream, bro.
Do I?
Dude, it's so funny looking. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh shit! I dropped my popsicle. I meant
Okay. Well,
I think it's a C higher. He's not gonna go win a national championship or anything, but I don't think he's a really bad hire because I don't think he's gonna make him go 0-12 Vandy. So I mean he's decent, but nothing crazy.
yeah. All right. The two other premier jobs are LSU and Oklahoma now. Oklahoma is now open. Bob Stoops will take over the for Oklahoma to play the bowl game. That's the best interim coach you could ever have ever. And is LSU getting a bowl game?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they won their game.
Who's
Saturday.
coaching the bowl game?
Did Jimbo leave? Or are you talking about
It's
LSU?
at Oregon.
LSU.
It's at Oregon
Oh.
because he signed his deal to finish out the season.
Yeah, but technically he's finished
Yeah.
out the season. Does the bowl game still count in that though?
I believe so because it's end of the year type thing.
Okay. Well, there you go. So we still have a lot of options on the table for who's going to be the next coaches. So I want you guys to make a prediction of who you think is going to be the next coach at both places. I'll start it off. I think you're going to have Lane Kiffin at Oklahoma. And I think you're going to have Brian Kelly at LSU. Those are my two picks. So Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss coach, and Brian Kelly, head coach at Notre Dame. Those are who I think is going to be the two picks. Lane Kiffin is who I thought would have been the perfect fit for Florida, in my opinion. I think, one, you go there, you get this huge offensive power, and then two, you literally add the feel in the flame with your rival of Tennessee. I think that would have fit perfect with the rival of Tennessee. Hello, Mom. All right. Who wants to go next?
I got a question.
Go.
Brian Kelly.
Uh-oh.
You froze.
Dad, you froze on us. Oh. You back? Oh, there we go. What'd you say?
Yeah. Brian Kelly.
Yep.
Remind me who that is.
That's the head coach at Notre Dame right
Notre
now.
Dame.
Right, that's what I thought. Y'all Y'all think he's going to leave Notre Dame?
I do.
I don't. I ain't even looked at
I don't think
him.
that'd be smart.
There's no
Well, he was complaining
way.
about the conference though, as well. That's like that might be a reason he's leaving.
I didn't know that. See, I didn't know this information. So he's complaining about not being in a conference.
Yeah. Well, so what happened was Notre Dame's on the outside looking in on the playoffs right now, of course. And he thinks it's the organization's fault because they're not in a conference and it's ended up hurting their chances of going to the playoffs when he believes should be in, obviously.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's always been an issue with Notre Dame. If you, even you guys, young as you are, you know this.
Yeah. He cut out again.
It's all in.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just move. Okay, all right, go ahead, Jake.
I actually do think Brian Kelly's going to go to LSU. I think the rumors will end up being true. Kind of like they were saying Lincoln Riley to LSU, but then it didn't happen. But I actually believe this one. And was the other school Oklahoma we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, I think a long shot. I'm going to say something different. Brent Venables. It's a long shot. Depends how much they want him. If they really, really want him, they'll buy him out and sign him. It's unlikely, but I'm just going to go different pick and say there's a chance.
Technically, if you're a betting guy, that's the favorite. So
Technically, but I actually don't think it should be the favorite because I just how much money it would cost to buy him out. But I kind of like seeing Brent Venables go. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
yeah. All right, Antonio.
Oh God. I think the LSU one, though, like Brian Kelly to LSU. I think that's one of the ones I'd go with just because I'm complaining about his conference and such. And the second one, uh, that's not the Reed Hunter. That's the only one that really fits, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. Blake.
You know, did you say Lane Kiffin to Oklahoma earlier?
I did. Yes.
I don't see Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss right now.
Yeah, I completely disagree. I think the door is wide open for him to leave Ole Miss.
It's wide open, right? But he's not gonna leave. I feel like he's doing way too good. He's at Ole Miss. I think he's gonna stay.
Okay, let me ask you this. Blake. All right.
Okay.
So at Ole Miss, right?
Mhm.
At almost every other school in his conference, and in a lot of other conferences, you have better recruit opportunities with location-wise. And there's 2 jobs open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even saying it has to be Oklahoma. It could be LSU. And why, if you're Lane Kiffin, would you stay at Ole Miss? And you know these schools are going to pay you double to come there. So if you're Lane Kiffin, why do you stay?
I mean, look what he's built so far at Ole Miss. Like he's a ranked team. He's got a bowl game. He has a Heisman running quarterback that he's practically built. And because I mean, let's be honest, were we hearing about Matt Corral 2 years ago, a year ago? We weren't. Like Lane Kiffin comes in and completely fixes him up. Heisman candidate. I don't think he's gonna move just because I think he knows his ability and he found a good home. Do these other jobs fit him better? Maybe, but I think he's gonna stay. I think at Oklahoma they're gonna hire Venables. That's just what I believe. And I think LSU, I think it's gonna be Brian Kelly just because he complained about his conference being weak, and now he's in the strongest conference in college football.
Even getting
And
stronger.
I mean, yeah, I just don't see him going anywhere else unless he stays at Notre Dame, which would be stupid. But I don't. The only way he stays at Notre Dame, I feel like, is if they make some kind of thing organization wise to move to the ACC or the Big Ten or Pac-12 or something, SEC, somewhere
Yeah.
that's like has competition.
I think what decides if he moves from Notre Dame or not is if Oklahoma State or Michigan loses come conference championship Saturday. 'Cause if they lose, Notre Dame's in, as long as Georgia beats Alabama.
Hmm.
So if Notre Dame's in, I don't think we'll hear anything from him.
But do you think
But
Brian Kelly wants to live like that though at Notre Dame? Having to
well,
like just hope and pray that Ohio
Notre Dame,
State,
Notre
Alabama
Dame's
all
Notre Dame's
lose.
recruiting location is better than Oklahoma's.
Yeah.
Now, it's not better than LSU's, probably, but it's better than Oklahoma's. So he's not going to go to Oklahoma. But maybe LSU, maybe, but you already are built there at Notre Dame. It's not a big jump. So I think if Notre Dame gets in the playoffs this year, I think there's a lot more likely chance of Brian Kelly turning into his organization and his AD and stuff and really trying to push to get into a conference more than moving. And I also think if Brian Kelly keeps bringing it up, it'll force their hand if they want to keep him. Dad, what do you think?
I agree with that.
Do what?
Who do you think's gonna be the coaches in each school?
Well, I mean, with the information y'all are talking about, I don't know. I think Lane Kiffin. You make pretty good argument.
We lost him again.
Lane Kiffin
Oh.
to Oklahoma, but there we go. Wasn't he talking about somebody in the NFL also?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah. Arizona Cardinals head coach was asked about it because he is also up there on the tots for Oklahoma, and his response was, "I will not touch on that subject right now." So that's usually not a good sign for if you're a coach and you're getting asked about a question like that.
Yeah, but
what a pickup that would be for Oklahoma.
Yeah. He's lagging.
Yeah, I think he froze up again. We'll just move on to the conference championship.
But I don't.
Oh.
I lost you. Y'all. If it does it again, but I don't think it'll be him. I think it'll be Lane Kiffin right now.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Just some recap here of week 13. You had Michigan finally, Jim Harbaugh getting that big win, saving his job in my opinion, getting the huge win. Good for him. And then you got Oklahoma State finally beating Oklahoma. That's also a big deal, And yeah, I mean, and Alabama and Auburn, great game. Firm believer Auburn would have won that game if Blake didn't text something in the group chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You take it out, bro. That's what it is.
Blake's fault.
It is. All right. Moving on. Conference championship Saturday. What great games we have. Great games we have. Starting off, we're going to predict every single conference championship game. There's really not that many. But we're going to start off with the USA Conference Championship. I did add teams' ranks in here because they're going to change, and I don't know what they are right now and things like that. But, Dad, just whatever you do, just keep your answer. I would just say who you think's going to win. That way you don't, lag or anything, and we don't lose you. So you just have it like a short answer. But you got UTSA at 11-1. It's playing Western Kentucky. For some reason, I didn't put Western Kentucky's records on here. Don't know why. But they're also have a pretty freaking good record. I think they have 2 losses. They're actually negative 1 point favorites in this game. Western Kentucky is over UTSA. I'll start off here. I'm gonna go UTSA in this game. I'll go with the 1 point dog. I like UTSA. They've had a magical season. Even though they lost that one in North Texas where they got absolutely road stomped, I think they will secure the conference championship. What a letdown it would be for UTSA to lose back-to-back games on one of them be the conference championship. That would be awful for UTSA. But yeah, I'm gonna go UTSA here in the +1 dog. Blake, what do you got?
I'm gonna go UTSA. I think they should be able to win that conference championship.
Jake?
Yeah, I'll also go UTSA. I just don't think they'd let the season go to waste and not win their conference.
Antonio?
I'm going to go UTSA as well, but I'm going to go by 14. I don't think it'll be close.
Okay. Dad?
Western Kentucky.
Okay.
They blow it again.
All right.
I believe that.
Dad go. So all of us went underdog here besides Dad. He went favorite.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Going to the SEC Championship, 12-0 Georgia faces 11-1 Alabama. By the way, that USA Conference Championship game was on a Friday. Georgia is negative 6.5 point favorites here. If Georgia wins this game, they'll be in the playoffs. And as long as they don't get killed by 50 points and they look so bad, there's a case, they'll be in the playoffs even if they lose. Our 6.5 point favorites, almost giving up a touchdown here. to Georgia over Alabama. I'll start off again. I will take Georgia. I will be rooting for Georgia because as long as Georgia wins, we can get other people in the playoffs that haven't been in there recently. But if Alabama wins, they're going to knock one of those teams out. I hate that for them. So I'm going to root for Georgia, but I'm also going to take Georgia here. I'm going to take Georgia. Man, I'm going to go Georgia. I'm going to go Georgia by 10. But man, it would be so great. Because I have a little feeling in my stomach, right? Had one of these last week. Okay, and it worked out. And this one I got another feeling, but I'm not going to say it on here because I ain't as confident. But I'm smelling all the way down there Saturday. I'm getting a whiff. All the way to Saturday of a blowout. Getting a whiff of a blowout. But I'm not going to call it yet. All of you guys know me pretty close, okay? I'll let you know if I get a stronger whiff of that or not. But I'm going 10 Georgia as of right now on record. Blake?
Listen. Auburn is garbage, okay? Alabama, 2 points, really. I got Georgia blowing them out of the stadium.
Okay.
Not even close.
That makes my my whiff not as cool. All right, go ahead.
If Alabama
What
blows
you
out
eating
Georgia,
on, my boy?
I got like these things of suckers for my baby shower.
I'm Blake having a kid?
Oh no, my aunt's. It's my aunt's.
Well, beg your pardon.
All right, go ahead, Jake.
I'll go Georgia. I'd say 2 touchdowns. If Alabama looked better against Auburn, I'd be way less confident in that. But after that game, I feel pretty confident that Georgia will not choke this year.
All right, Antonio.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go with Alabama. Listen, I've been going for Alabama for the first time in my life for the past like 3 weeks. Okay, just because I think that with Ohio State being gone, I honestly thought Ohio State would give Georgia the most challenge, but like they lost, so it doesn't even matter. So I think the like next best team that has a chance against them is Bama. Like that's the safer pick, and that's the only reason why I've been going for them. So I'm gonna go Bama by 7.
Okay. Dad.
When Alabama and Georgia play, Alabama would beat Georgia. And they looked really bad against Auburn. Everybody watched it. But I'm still picking Alabama.
Wow, put it on record.
Because Nick Saban knows Kirby Smart. And he knows him well. And Georgia always does this. And I mean, when they play and they're going to poop on themselves. You watch. And it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a barn burner, something, whatever. But it'll be tight. It'll be 3 points.
Okay.
But Alabama will win.
All right, me and you'll be sitting there watching that one on the couch, Dad.
Yes.
I'll be rooting for Georgia. You'll be rooting for Alabama. Be a good one. Can't wait for that. All right, we're gonna go back. I actually skipped like 3 games by accident. I didn't realize that. So we're going back to Friday here for the Pac-12 championship. 10-2 Oregon plays Utah, who's 9-3. Utah is a negative 3-point favorites. This is a rematch from literally 2 weeks ago, where Utah beat them at home. Now we're at neutral ground. Now they're giving Utah 3 points here. I'm gonna go with Oregon. I think Oregon gets them back here, and I think it becomes Pac-12 championship because I think Oregon is just a better team. Yeah, I called the Utah game on the podcast because it was at Utah. Didn't think it was gonna be that bad, but I'm gonna go Oregon. I'm gonna take Oregon to win by close. I think it'll be a really good game. Pac-12 championships in the recent years have been really good games. And I think another one here. Blake?
See, I was going to say Oregon, but I think Utah has the shutout against them. Well, not the shutout, like don't shut out the game, like 0, but like 2-0 on the season shutout against Oregon. I don't think Oregon can beat them.
Okay. Jake?
I think this time around it'll be Utah in a really close game. Be more competitive than last time because neutral ground, but I still think they have their number.
Okay. Antonio?
I'm gonna go Oregon, and then I think Oregon's gonna win by at least 10. I think they'll get their revenge on Utah.
Okay. Dad?
We'll say Utah by a touchdown.
All right. So we got. Jake, did you go Utah?
Yeah.
So we got 3 Utes and 2 Ducks. Quack attack, Antonio. Remember, quack attack, baby. What's all about. All right. Big 12 championship starts off Saturday here. So we got Baylor versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has playoff hopes. All they got to do is win. In my opinion, they control their own. Well, that's not true because if Alabama beats Georgia, we'll get into all that later. We'll have playoff talk later. But Oklahoma State's 11-1. Baylor's 10-2. Oklahoma State's negative 5.5 point favorites here. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State. Please, Oklahoma State, do not throw. You're here. All right, you're in the same boat as Michigan. Okay, you beat the team you weren't supposed to beat. Or, well, you know what I'm saying. Like the rivals you haven't been able to beat. You finally beat them. Do not fumble the bag. You're right there. Beat the team you're supposed to beat and move on. Please. I'm going to take Oklahoma State by 7. A touchdown. But I think this game's going to be super close. Super close. Blake?
You know what? College football's been crazy this year. I'm gonna go. Cowboys down. They lose by 14.
Wow. Baylor by 14.
Baylor Bears come up from behind, win the game.
Okay. Jake?
I'm gonna go Oklahoma State here, mainly because they're riding high after beating Oklahoma, and I think Baylor kind of struggled against whoever they played. Who was that?
Texas Tech.
Forget, but okay, they struggled, so I'm gonna go Oklahoma State.
Okay. Antonio?
I'm gonna go Oklahoma State by 3. I agree with what Jake said too, and also them struggling last week also factors in. So I'm gonna go Oklahoma State by 3.
Utah. Utes, baby. All right, go ahead, Dad.
This is a bit tough one because they both mess on herself a lot. No years, but Oklahoma State made it. They did beat Oklahoma. So let's do Oklahoma State touchdown.
And I believe, right, the only team to beat Oklahoma State this year is Baylor, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm right about that. So,
Yeah.
rematch. Okay, so moving on to the Mountain West Championship. 9-3 Utah State versus 11-1 San Diego State. What a great year San Diego State's had. Without really notice because of all the other group of high schools. They're negative 5.5 point favorites. I'm gonna go San Diego State here. I'm gonna go by like 13, 14 points. I think they handle it, and I think they move on. What do you got, Blake?
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry, I was looking at other scores.
It's Utah State versus San Diego State in the Mountain West.
San Diego State by 3.
Okay.
By spread 3.
Yeah. Okay, Jake.
I'll go San Diego State by 10.
Okay. Antonio.
I'm gonna go Utah State by 3.
Okay, Dad.
San Diego State by 10.
All right. So Antonio, you're going with the upset at Utah State.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We already talked about the SEC championship, the American championship. This is a sneaky game. Because they got undefeated Cincinnati at negative 10.5 favorites here against 11-1 Houston team. This is a good Houston team. Really high-powered offense. Cincinnati obviously has a great defense, as they always do. I'm going to go Cincinnati because I don't believe they'll fumble the bag. I think it's their year to finally do something. Everything's just lined up for them. I don't think they will lose this one. I'm going to go Cincinnati. I'm going to go in a good game. I actually think Houston will jump on them early. I think Houston will go up like 14-0 early. Cincinnati comes back and wins it. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go with a weird score here. I'm gonna go 6, and not 2 field goals. I think there's gonna be a touchdown and an extra point missed. Hear me out on that one, okay? Blake, who you got?
I'm gonna go Cincinnati. I think they cover the spread. They know what's at stake, I feel like, and they don't want to lose that. You're at number 4 in the whole country. Was the first Group of 5 school probably to make it into the playoffs, correct? If I'm correct.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, so like there's a lot on the line here, and I think they know that. I have Cincinnati covering the spread.
Yeah, there's been plenty of Group and 5 schools in the national championship before and things like that, but since the college football playoffs, there's never been one even ranked in the top 4. Jake?
Yeah, I'll go with Cincinnati. They've won a lot of close games this year. I can't see them losing their last game of the regular season, or their conference championship.
Yeah.
But can't see them
Antonio?
losing it.
I'm actually gonna go Cincy by like 20,
Wow,
just
big.
because I actually watched a Cincinnati game for like the first time last week, and that was pretty impressive to me. So I think they'll get off to a good start early because they know it's at stake.
All right, Dad, you're having a seizure over there. Go ahead.
He didn't watch the same game I watched.
Oh, son.
So I'm going to say this much. I'm definitely never betting on them again. I will say that they made me sweat, and I did win. But I think they'll win this game. It's going to be ugly, but they'll win it, and then they'll get their teeth kicked out by whoever they play. It won't make no difference.
Okay.
This is why they don't put other teams like the American up there to be able to play against these other teams.
Okay, okay. Keep that statement because I'm going to come back to you about that statement later when we go to playoff, where you put teams in the playoffs with different scenarios, and we'll play some games there. But I'm going to come back to you on that one. Big Ten championship, 11-1 Michigan. Same story about Oklahoma State. Do not fumble the bag. You finally beat the team you were trying to beat this whole time. You win out. You are in the playoffs if you're Michigan. No debate there, I don't think. They're playing 10-2 Iowa, another good team. They might be the most inconsistent team in the country. One week they're really good and they look like they're the best team in the Big Ten. Then the next week they look absolutely awful that Vanderbilt could put 20 on them. It depends what Iowa State team shows up. And I think when you play a conference championship, you get the best of both teams. So I think this game's going to be really good. I'm going to go Michigan because I don't want them to lose. I want them to be in it. I think it's their time. But I think Iowa State's going to play them really well. I think Michigan's going to run into a little bit of a mismatch here. And if I had to circle one on this whole thing where the favorite would lose, I would not circle Alabama and Georgia. I would circle this one. I would circle Iowa and Michigan. But I will pick Michigan. I'm going to take Michigan by 3. Blake?
I'm gonna take Michigan by 14.
Okay.
And I feel like Michigan is really, really just wanting to get into the playoffs. They just beat Ohio State for the first time, and it feels like forever. And I think they're on their high horse and they're ready to play now. Also, Justin, the number 1 wide receiver in the 2019 class, just entered the transfer portal from Oklahoma.
He's going to USC probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Jake.
USC winning it next year? Easy dubs.
No.
Jake.
I'll take Michigan in this game. I do agree with you, Hunter, that I think Iowa will come out there and play them pretty hard. But I'll take Michigan by 7.
Antonio.
I'm actually gonna go with an upset here because I still don't, like, it's so weird because Michigan like kicked Ohio State's teeth in, and like I just can't believe in Michigan. So I'm gonna go Iowa by 3.
Yeah, I get that feeling too sometimes. Dad?
I think they got the running back this year. He proved last week that they're just too good this year. I don't see it happening. I'm gonna say Michigan. I think it'll be a tight game till after halftime, and then Michigan will lay it on them. I think they'll beat them by 14.
Okay. And to wrap it up here with our conference championship predictions, we got 10-2 Pitt versus 10-2 Wake. Pitt's negative 3-point favorites in this game. This is a rematch. I think it's gonna be a shootout. And but I'm gonna take Pitt. I'm gonna take Kenny Pickett to have a really good game and to solidify himself as a really good NFL quarterback one day. And yeah, I think this will help his draft stock, and I think he has a great game. I think, hear me out, zero interceptions from Mr. Kenny Pickett, 2 from Wake Forest's quarterback. Okay, all right, Blake.
You know, Wake Forest, I feel like it's going to choke this game. I think Pickett is going to absolutely eat them alive from Pitt. I think Pitt is just going to maul them. I I don't think they just been, I don't know what Wake Forest team I've been watching or even like keeping up with on the GameCast the past 3 to 4 weeks, but it's not the Wake Forest we saw that was high ranked. I can promise you that.
Okay, Jake.
Yeah, I'll take Pitt by 10 in a really high scoring game. The reason I'm going to take Pitt is I think they're more well rounded. They do have the better quarterback. So
Okay, Antonio.
I'm gonna go Wake Forest by 4 points. I have no idea why I feel that way, but that's how I feel.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah, we went and watched Wake Forest play Clemson, and they ain't got it. They just don't have it. It'd be Pitt. We watched Pitt play Tennessee, and that was a tight game, really, up till I forgot what quarter it was, and then they
The
end
last
up beating.
quarter.
Yeah, they beat Tennessee, but Tennessee's better than that now. But I'm gonna say Pitt by 10.
Okay. All right, so that wraps it up for our conference championship predictions. We're gonna move into a little fun here. Okay. We're gonna go in here. I'm gonna be writing stuff down. For this. I'm gonna go to each person. I'm gonna give you a different scenario of how conference championship Saturday works out by playoff and like playoff wise. All right, and then you tell me who's your 4 teams in if you were on the committee. Okay. Blake, I'm gonna give you the easy one. Okay.
Okay.
Favorite twin. All right. So if you guys have a piece of paper or whatever near you or anything you want to write down, use your phone or whatever. When I give you these, you can. So Blake, I'm gonna give you the easy one. All right.
Okay.
Georgia beats Alabama.
Okay.
Michigan beats Iowa State. Oklahoma State beats Baylor. And Cincinnati beats Houston. And those are really the only ones that matter.
All right.
Who's
So
your
first,
fortunes in?
Bama drops out. Georgia at 1, obviously.
Okay.
You guys might not like this one. Michigan at 2. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Cincinnati at 3. And then I'm gonna go. And you said who beats who again? Sorry.
Okay, so out of the teams you haven't named, you would still have Oklahoma State, who would beat Baylor. They would have 1 loss, and then you would have Alabama, 2-loss team, who would still be looking out, and then you would also have Notre Dame with 1 loss looking out.
You know, I'm gonna go Oklahoma State at 4. Bama drops out, and I don't think Notre Dame has the win record because if you look at it, you have Georgia, beating Alabama, obviously. So that's Bama's gonna drop out because they're already at 3. They played a tight game with Auburn. That doesn't look good. They're out. Then we look at Michigan. They beat Iowa. They beat Ohio State, and then they had a big rival game with like that's their 1 loss, but that's like just a big game, and I feel like that just they were rattled, and it just meant more to Michigan State. I think that hurts them, but I'm still gonna put them at 2. Cincinnati, if they just went out undefeated team, probably gonna go in, and it's a ranked Houston team, not very highly ranked, but is Houston, 24 Houston, and then Notre Dame just doesn't have the ranked wins to go in at all.
Okay, so you would have Georgia. So you would have Georgia, Michigan, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State.
Yep,
Okay, so Georgia versus Oklahoma State. Who wins that game?
Georgia.
And
Nobody's
then
beating.
Cincinnati and Oklahoma, or Cincinnati and Michigan. Who wins that game? What a great game that would be, by the way. I think that would be a really good game. But
See, you know what? Cinderella's baby. I'm going Cincinnati by a field goal,
okay,
Yeah.
and then I'm going Georgia and Cincinnati national championship.
all right,
Georgia smacks the shit out of them, but hey, good championship. Hey,
All right.
Cinderella, Cincinnati.
okay, Dad. I'm gonna give you the next simplest one I could possibly do here for you. Okay. All right.
Yep.
So Alabama beats Georgia. So Alabama,
Okay.
Alabama beats Georgia. Cincinnati beats Houston. Michigan, Cincinnati beats Houston. Michigan beats Iowa.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State beats Baylor. Who's your 4 teams?
Well, you have to give Cincy if they win, they've got to be in there. So we'll make him third.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Alabama beats Georgia, but Georgia ain't going to drop out. We'll make him fourth. I make Michigan first.
Wow. Okay.
They jump. And okay, State's in there fifth.
So,
Right.
So Alabama would be 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the committee's high on them. That's what I think. Oh, no. I take that back. No, that wouldn't be the way it worked. I would say they would drop to, let's see. What's Alabama ranked right now?
3.
Yeah, they ain't going. If they beat Georgia, yeah, they moved to second. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would have Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati, and Georgia.
Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati. Yeah.
Okay. And then who would you have between Michigan and Georgia? Who wins that game?
Say Michigan does.
Okay. And then who would you have in Alabama and Cincinnati?
Alabama.
Okay, and then Michigan versus Alabama national championship. Who are you taking?
Oh, Michigan.
So you got Michigan as your national champions right there. If that order works out that way.
Yeah, if that order works out, that's what. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jake, I got you with this next one. It's gonna get a little complicated here. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Georgia beats Alabama. Okay. Cincinnati beats Houston. Oklahoma State loses to Baylor.
Mhm.
And then Michigan beats Iowa.
Well, Georgia would be 1.
Yep.
Now I'd say Michigan would be 2. Go back over the last couple.
Okay.
I've kind of forgot.
Oklahoma State would lose to Baylor. Cincinnati would beat
Yeah.
Houston.
Okay. Well then, I guess
And then your other
Cincinnati.
contender,
Go
for
ahead.
that 4 spot would be Notre Dame with 1 loss, looking at home. You would have Alabama with 2 losses, Ohio State with 2 losses, Baylor who just beat Oklahoma State with
Okay.
2 losses.
Well, Cincinnati would be 3, and then Notre Dame would be 4 in that scenario. Then you'd think.
Yep, that's what I would have it as.
Yeah.
All right, Antonio, I'm giving you the most complicated one out of all of them. Okay, this is the worst. You want to talk about chaos for that 4 spot? Come that Sunday night, this would be the most chaotic thing we would ever have, and it's a good possibility. There's a chance it could happen. Antonio just logged off, didn't he? There he is. Okay.
My fault.
Mhm.
All right. Georgia beats Alabama. Okay. Pretty simple there, right? All right. Cincinnati loses to Houston. Michigan loses to Iowa. And Baylor beats Oklahoma State. Now, you have all this, so the other ones become important, right? Oregon beats Utah. And Pitt beats Wake.
Okay. So obviously Georgia's going to go 1.
Yep.
Okay. Cincy's out. Alabama's out. So that leaves me with Baylor wins, right, too?
Yeah, Baylor wins.
Baylor wins. So who does that even leave me with besides Notre Dame?
Well, you would have the only people that would have less than one loss that's Power 5 is Notre Dame, Georgia. That's it. Everyone else has 2 losses, and Cincinnati has 1.
Oh, God.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
That's a mess, dude. I'm actually going to go Baylor at 3 because they have 2 losses, right? Or
Yes,
just 1?
they would have 2 losses.
2 losses. Okay. I think they're going to go my 3. And then my 4. I'm going to go Alabama.
Okay.
I don't think they should get in. Okay. But if I had to make a prediction, I'd probably say Alabama.
Okay. I'm gonna give you
I feel
my
like that's the only team that makes sense.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys my predictions to each of those scenarios. Blake, starting with yours, where favorites went out practically. I would have Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2, Oklahoma State at 3, and Cincinnati at 4. I would take Georgia over Cincinnati. I would take Michigan over Oklahoma State, and then I would take Georgia to win the national championship. Dad, in your scenario, where the one team I had losing was it Oklahoma State I had losing in yours? No, it was Georgia. It was Alabama beat Georgia.
Yeah.
I would take Alabama at 1, Michigan at 2, Georgia at 3, and then I would have Oklahoma State at 4, and I would take Alabama over Oklahoma State, and then I would take Georgia over Michigan, and then I would take Georgia over Alabama in the rematch. And then Jake, in yours, I had what did I have? Who did I have get beaten yours? Do you remember?
No.
Was it Oklahoma State got beat? I think so. I think I had Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I think it was.
So in that one, I would have Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2, Cincinnati at 3, and Notre Dame at 4. I would have Georgia beat Notre Dame, Michigan beat Cincinnati, Georgia beat Michigan. And then in Antonio, in your scenario, an absolute mess, I would take Georgia at 1. I would take Notre Dame at 2. I would take Alabama at 3. And then I would take either Baylor, Ohio State, or Cincinnati. But I'm going to go Baylor because they won and they played a game. So I'll go Baylor at 4. That would be my playoffs there. All right, guys. So we're going to make these quick. This kind of wraps it up. We're going to do our Thursday, Sunday, Monday NFL predictions, and then we're going to wrap it up here. Go as fast as you guys want to push this one. Thursday night football is the Cowboys at 7-4 are going to the Saints at 5-6. The Cowboys are negative 4.5 point favorites. Jake ain't gonna like. No, I can't go Saints. I'm going Cowboys. I wanted to go Saints, but the Saints suck, dude. I'm going Cowboys by. Jake, how many people are they gonna have back?
Like players or coach?
Players.
They're having Amari and CD will be back.
Okay,
So
I'll
full
go.
offense. We're getting a pass rusher back too. So
everyone practically back besides your coaches, right? All your coaches are dinked up.
pretty much everybody.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna go Cowboys big then 21. I didn't know they were all gonna be back. Blake.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cowboys big right here. About 21 as well.
Okay, Jake.
Only thing giving me hope for the Cowboys who are kind of slumping right now is we put up 30 against the Raiders without two of our best wide receivers. So yeah, I'm gonna go Cowboys, but I'm gonna go Cowboys by 14.
Okay. All right, it just came in, guys. Just came in. Brian Kelly will leave Notre Dame and be the Nets head coach at LSU.
Knew it. Called it right here on the BoogiePod. Knew it.
Wow.
Wow.
Uncle Wayne just texted me. I went and checked it. It's the very first thing that popped up on my Instagram. I just sent it to the Trojans group chat.
Wow.
Man. Brian Kelly at LSU.
That's wow.
What a pickup. What a pickup, dude. Next year's going to be crazy. Let me tell you something. College football is in a great spot for them to vote this month and make it 12 teams, man. If they make a 12-team playoff next year's going to be insane. But anyway, it's already crazy. We got a lot of things to look forward to. I'm sorry, Jake. What'd you say? I got a little confused right there.
I just said Cowboys by 14 because gave me hope. We're slumping against the Raiders. We still put up 30, so I think we'll beat them by 14.
All right, Antonio.
Go Cowboys by 10.
All right.
I don't think it'll be close, but I think the Saints will just like cut into it when they're down like 30. So.
All right, Dad.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Cowboys. They're getting CD Lamb back and Mari Cooper. We'll say by 14.
All right, Sunday Night Football is 6-5 Broncos at 7-4 Chiefs. The Chiefs are negative 10-point favorites. My oh my. I'll go Chiefs, but I think touchdown. Broncos defense gives them problems. Patrick Mahomes continues to struggle, and we gotta hope Patrick Mahomes continues to struggle because that's Antonio's fantasy quarterback. So, Blake, who you got?
You know, I think Patrick Surtain's going to have a field day for the Broncos. And he's going to pick off Pat Mahomes a lot, and he's going to make him pay. I've got Broncos winning.
How many interceptions by Patrick Surtain there, Blake? You said he's going to pick him off a lot.
I'm going to say 2. I'm going to say 2.
Two.
Wow.
Same guy. Holy crap. Talk about an owner. All right, go ahead, Jake.
I'm going to take the Broncos by 3. I'm still not sold on the Chiefs. Whenever they win, they don't look impressive. Maybe the Raiders, they look pretty good, but that's one win of the whole year. Broncos getting pretty good. They just beat the Chargers. At Chargers, I think. So, yeah, I'm going to go Broncos by 3.
Hey, Dad?
Yeah, Kansas City by 10. Denver's getting better, but nah, I think Kansas City's going to pull this one out.
All right, Antonio?
We'll go Chiefs by 17, dog. Hey, Patty Mahomes, 5 TDs this Sunday, bro.
Comeback game?
All right. Monday Night Football, 8-4 Patriots at 7-4 Bills. They're giving Bills negative 3-point favorites. They are at the Bills. I think they get to the rookie quarterback finally. It's gonna be a tough place for them to play on the road. I'll go the Bills by 3 field goal, 1 at home. Blake.
I'm going to go New England because Bills are kind of in the slump right now. I'm going to go New England by a touchdown.
Okay. Jake.
I'm going to go Patriots in this one by 3. Mac Jones is getting better every week. I think he's got a lot of good support system with one of the best coaches of all time and a really, really good defense who's also getting better every week. And they just beat the Titans easily. So, yeah, I think they'll handle the Bills at the Bills, too. So.
Antonio.
We'll go New England by like 10. I don't think it'll be close. I think the Patriots will get after them early, and then I don't think the Bills will know how to respond.
All right, Dad.
Yeah, I think it'd be New England. I think it'd be tight. I think it'll be their defense will keep them in this game, and that'll be 3.
Okay, I got one more question for all of us. So with that one question, I'll give you guys time. In the chat, if you want to go ask us, any of us, a question, or just the whole group in general, you can go type it into the chat. It's to the right of the dislike button. If you don't know how to chat, because I know I got some questions that people didn't know how to chat. If you look, it's right under my name. You have the like, and then you have the dislike, and then you have the live chat. Click live chat, and you can type any questions you want in there while we go over this last topic, and we'll answer them. I added one more topic right here at the end because, just got announced Brian Kelly, so let's give that one a grade. Right? I'm gonna go Brian Kelly. I'm gonna go a B plus. I'm gonna go be a B plus just because he has also kind of struggled to win the big games, and I don't think Brian Kelly specializes in anything besides balance. He has great balance with his team, and maybe that's what LSU needs. Hard telling. Blake?
I think it's an A plus higher. I really
A
do.
plus. Okay, so
A plus
better.
higher.
So better than Lincoln.
I think that hire is really good for LSU. One, Ed Orgeron could recruit. Obviously, I mean, that's well known. Not a very good coach. I feel like he's gonna be a better version of Ed Orgeron down there at LSU, in my opinion. He's gonna be easier to work with. Obviously, he can recruit. He can. I honestly think he's a better coach, like coaching wise and like on the field than Ed Orgeron. So I think it's an A plus hire for LSU.
Definitely an upgrade for sure. Jake?
Yeah, I'm also going to give it an A plus, and I'm going to go back and give Lincoln Riley higher an A plus too. I think, especially for LSU, this is kind of a steal, and it's a little lucky too that he would just leave Notre Dame like that after you've lost your coach. So I was kind of skeptical if they actually should have fired Coach O or not, but now it kind of seems like a good idea. They got Brian Kelly, so
Yeah.
I think it's a really good hire.
Yeah. Antonio?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I think that's a really good hire for LSU. I feel like that's exactly what LSU needs in a coach is Brian Kelly. So I think it's an A plus.
Okay. Dad?
I'm gonna give it a B because we gotta wait and see what happens here. Is he gonna get the recruits he needs to this team to bring it back to once what it was? We don't know that.
Okay. And we got no fan questions. So that'll wrap it up. Everybody, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. That way you get notifications every time I post a video. Appreciate you guys coming by. Go check out TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all at Boogie_sports_. Appreciate all these guys. Everyone's